Chapter 42. Ron assumes I'm shaking from the temperature. He grabs a blanket from the trunk and wraps it around me like a burrito. He eases me into the car before clicking my seatbelt. We speed away. I'll drive wherever you want to go, he says. Home? Sugar Island? June Chippeways? Home, I say without hesitation. For once, I don't want to be anywhere else. If you're able to tell me, I'd like to know what happened between you and Jamie tonight. Ron says, turning into my driveway. Mom left the entry light on. I remain seated, sitting with him as the car idles. It feels familiar, comforting, even. Like when Coach Bobby drove me home after away games. I have to expect my mother to check on us. Why am I upset with Jamie but not with Senior Agent Ron for putting me in danger? A hypothetical that became very real tonight? Ron's focus has always been on the investigation. He's kind to me. I'm a helpful CI, but when this investigation is over, Ron will get up the following day and open the next case file. His professional compass always points north. At the first sign of an issue, he'll recalibrate to stay focused on the mission. Jamie made me feel like I might be more important to him than the job. There's a story about Original Man, who was given the name Anishinaabe. He was on a journey to find his parents and twin brother, but became distracted by a beautiful song in the east. Maybe that's what Ron observed. The reason why Jamie might not be cut out for undercover work. Jamie isn't good at recalibrating. I confronted Jamie about the fake relationship being his idea from the start and may have broken his nose. My second punch missed completely, and that's when you showed up. I add for clarification. It was a one-sided fight. Ron takes a minute to gather his thoughts. He's had 2 undercover assignments. First one leaves him with a scar, now a broken nose. His face is literally a roadmap of bad decisions. With a slow shaking of his head, he adds, that guy better make a career change before he ends up looking like Quasimodo. I surprise myself by laughing, then snort while attempting to rein it in. Ron joins in and I lose it completely. Our belly laughs fill the car as I wipe tears from my eyes. Finally, I say goodnight. Ron waits until I unlock the front door and wave to him before he backs out of the driveway. I brace myself for Mom wanting a Shagala recap, but the house is quiet. She left a note next to the key dish. I'm sleeping at the big house tonight. Hope you and Jamie had a nice night. See you tomorrow after Mass. Love you, Mom. She hasn't stayed overnight at the big house since Grandmary's stroke. Why tonight? Unless Mom was giving me privacy? Did she think I'd invite Jamie inside? Maybe Mom, who had to sneak around with my dad, wants to be supportive in a way her parents never were. I get ready for bed and lie under my comforter, exhausted but unable to settle myself. Instead of reciting the periodic table of elements, I reach for the choker still around my neck. My fingers touch each bead as if it were Grandmary's rosary. Instead of a Hail Mary or Our Father, I say my spirit name, the name that begins my prayers to Creator, the name I will only reveal to someone worthy of me. The strange day leaves me before I reach the end of the choker. Travis stares at Lily on the ground before returning to me. They're so mad at me, he whispers, the little people. I just wanted her to love me again. She's the only person who ever loved me, believed me when everyone else ditched me. If only she just tried it, Donnie. But she wouldn't. I added it to my cookies. She didn't want those either. This was the only way. He raises the gun to his temple. My eyes squeeze shut to make this all go away, the words he is saying now. The whole town wrote me off when I said I shot that BB gun. Glass nicked that lady's eye, damaged her cornea. One more person sacrificed to the hockey god. Levi swore he'd be so grateful if I said it was me. He was the only freshman hockey player to make the varsity team. Everyone loved him. On the ice, off the ice, on the res, in town. Levi was supposed to be the best of us. I said, okay. I told Coach Bobby it was me. Lily believed me when I told her the truth. She just couldn't hurt you with it. She's the best. Don't you see? I had to take her with me. I opened my eyes in time to see his head snap sideways. One hand touches my choker while the other muffles my sobs. I stay like that until Zagasikwe dutifully lifts the sun to begin another day. When sunlight fills my bedroom, my eyes are drawn to the red outfit draped over the desk chair. I never want to see it again. Instead, I focus on the gift-wrapped box on the desk. Green metallic gift wrap, silver ribbon and bow atop the shoebox-sized present. I left a surprise at your house. Levi's whisper brings back the incandescent glow on his face as I kissed Dad's choker and raised it during the honor beats. My fingers flutter at my neck. Each bead is a memory from last night. Jamie, Brant Edwards, TJ, Stormy, Macy, Ron, and Travis. Levi was supposed to be the best of us. I bring the gift back to bed, where I unwrap the shiny package. It's a framed picture of Levi, Dad, and me. As I pore over it, I feel the stretch of my wide smile. My brother and I each sit on a knee. Dad has an arm around each of us. Levi and I are 4 years old. My smile is a copy of Dad's. Levi's face is his mother's, but the laughter in our eyes is the same. Levi swore he'd be so grateful if I said it was me. Everyone loved him on the ice, off the ice. I love my brother. But what if he is less than who I thought he was? I dress in my running clothes, leggings and layers of shirts beneath a hoodie. My morning prayer begins with my spirit name, my clan, and where I am from. Which of the 7 grandfathers should I include? What if I ask for something I shouldn't? I could be a bird asking Creator for love, only to be so enamored of my new mate that I fly into a clean window and break my neck. Everything has strings attached, unintended consequences, the shove from behind that you never saw coming. Flakes of sema flutter from my trembling hand. My prayer ends with a confession. I'm scared. I run as if chased by something menacing, hot breath at the nape of my neck. It isn't until I reach the wooded lot that I take in my surroundings. Sugar Island across the river, the grass still flattened from the Jeep tires. 2 days ago, I was happy, kissing Jamie, sharing myself with him. It seems a lifetime ago. Yesterday, my brother was on top of the world. Team captain, hockey god, the prince of Shagala, the pride of Sault Ste. Marie and Sugar Island. TJ called him Golden Boy. What if the terrible things about Levi are true? Creator, I can't take any more. I just want to be a clueless girl living in her own bubble. Retracing my steps, I jog back. My pace slows the closer I get to home, exhausted and with dread growing inside me. Mom hasn't returned from Sunday Mass yet. A hot bath might ease the tension throughout my body. While waiting for the water to fill the deep soaking tub, I go to my bedroom and stare at my laptop. It's October 3rd. The bank lady said monthly statements are sent after the first of the month. Of course, maybe they wait until the following business day and September's bank statement won't show up till tomorrow. All I have to do is check for an email from the bank in Canada. If it's not there, I can soak until my fingers are pruny before getting on with the rest of my day. And if it is there, I want it to confirm Levi's explanation about investing in land near Searchmont. Because, just like with Uncle David, I've allowed a tiny seed of doubt to germinate. I hold my breath while logging into my email account. It arrived Friday afternoon, right after Mrs. Bonacera's email titled, "Read this to your mother." Mrs. B always sends medical journal articles pertaining to Grand Mary's condition. I'm supposed to translate them for Mom. I click on the attached bank statement. The starting and ending balances for September are what the bank lady told me on the phone. $10,856.77. But over the course of the month, my brother deposited $20,000 and then wired it to a bank in Panama. My heart breaks with a thud. Levi is the mule. The water drains from the tub. I don't remember changing my mind about taking a bath. Levi is the mule. I stare into the vanity mirror. Questions multiply exponentially in my mind. Grabbing a hold of one question to steady myself, I ask my reflection, for how long? I halt at the painted brick house with its indigo shutters and the studio apartment over the two-car garage. The driveway is empty. I peek in the garage window. It's empty. Dana Firekeeper always stays at the Superior Shores Resort for the entire Shagala weekend. Levi and Stormy should be at Mike's parent-free house. The back entrance to the garage is unlocked. I enter, and Waylon growls from behind a door leading to the house. When I call his name, his tone changes from protector to friend. A set of narrow stairs at the farthest garage stall leads to a second entrance to Levi's room. I try the door. Locked. Figured as much. I stand in the backyard, looking up at the 3 dormer windows above the garage. My empty stomach somersaults. I shiver from hot skin gone clammy in the crisp October morning. The spare key is still kept underneath a garden gnome figurine in the flower bed next to the back entrance. I unlock the door and return the key to its hiding spot. When I enter the house, Waylon drops a stuffed bear at my feet. I toss his toy, and the German Shepherd dashes down the hallway. Levi's school pictures run the length of the stairwell, beginning with his brand new senior portrait. My brother becomes younger with each step. Middle school photos show a confident preteen with zero awkwardness. His charming smile never changes, but his face softens during his elementary school years. At the top of the stairs, he is a round, sweet, 3-year-old preschooler. Waylon nudges my hand with his toy. I fling the bear, which lands in front of senior year Levi. French doors at the top of the stairs open to a small wrought iron balcony overlooking the wooded backyard. The stair landing leads either to the main house or to the garage apartment. I try the door to Levi's space. Also locked. I take a deep breath and blow it out in an exaggerated sigh. A few years ago, I watched my brother break into his bedroom. He had lost his key and Dana hadn't hidden the spare yet. Stormy, Mike, Travis, and I were in the backyard, watching Levi scale the trellises framing the back entrance to reach the balcony. Mike led us in chants of Spider-Man to cheer on Levi as my brother jumped to the garage roof and slid open a dormer window. As with everything, he made it look effortless. Waylon races up the stairs to join me. I wrestle the slobber-damp bear and throw it back to senior year Levi. It feels like a race between the dog and me. Who can reach our goal first? I turn the handle on one of the French doors and step onto the shallow balcony. I shut the door behind me. My fatigued quads twitch in anticipation, and I hear the guy shouting, Spider-Man. I only have time for 2 deep breaths before I jump the short distance to the garage roof. I land on all fours, my shoulders screaming in protest. The peak of the roof didn't seem this steep from the ground or in my memories. The instant I tell myself not to look down, I do, and I feel an urge to pee myself. This was stupid. Does it really matter how long Levi's been distributing meth? What more proof do I want? Waylon barks from the other side of the French doors, as if agreeing. I force my breath to slow down and lie there until my heartbeat matches. Moving sideways in tiny increments, I reach the nearest window. When I looked up at the windows, each was open slightly to let in fresh air. Dana blasts the heat like a sweat lodge from October through April. She doesn't care how high their heat bills run. Levi will never wake up shivering. My heart beats double time as I pry the screen from the window. The plan, which I'm making up as I go along, is to put the screen back once I'm inside the room. The screen takes more effort coming loose all at once. I teeter off balance. Dropping the screen, I grip the windowsill. The screen hits the fieldstone patio below, and I register the time it took to reach the ground. If I fall off the roof, it will take approximately 2 seconds until I splat. I push the window up until I can fit through the opening. I land clumsily inside while Waylon barks from outside Levi's bedroom door. I stand. Now what? I start with the nightstand beside the queen-sized platform bed. Next to the lamp is a large bottle of ultra-moisturizing hand lotion and a box of tissues. Gross. I brace myself. Searching my brother's bedroom means I can't ever unsee stuff. Moving to Levi's desk and dresser, I go through every drawer in the bedroom. I pull out each one to look underneath and behind for any secret documents. Levi doesn't have a wall of bookcases, like Mike, just a set of bunk beds along one wall. The bedding on the lower bunk is messy. Stormy sleeps there, further confirmed by a half-empty bag of Cheetos within reach on the floor. The top bunk is perfectly made, as if made by someone in boot camp. Mike stays over, though less frequently than Stormy. I look under each mattress, careful to leave each in its pre-search state. Outside the door, Waylon paws at the door, reminding me he still wants to play. An enormous plasma screen takes up the wall above a rectangular coffee table with precise stacks of video games next to Levi's PlayStation 2 and Mike's Xbox. Facing the screen are a trio of video gaming chairs, low to the floor like a cross between beanbag chairs and children's car seats. A fourth chair is banished to a corner, Travis's chair. But maybe Levi will let Jamie be their fourth. I slide the closet door open to view half of the contents: clothing, shoes, and plastic totes filled with hockey gear. I quickly go through each box. Most are filled with hockey tournament program booklets, hockey magazines, and hockey playbook drawings on graph paper, X's and O's in formations with dotted lines. This is stupid. What am I doing here? I'm sweating from the heat and understand Levi's need to keep windows open. A glance out the screenless window reveals a squirrel squawking from a nearby tree, also agreeing with my stupidity. Returning to the closet, I move on to the other side, where my brother keeps his clothes. The shelf above has smaller boxes and a black ash basket. I go in order. There's a shoebox, the same brand as the one Levi wrapped Dad's choker in. Inside are bank statements from our joint account. He hasn't received the statement from September yet, so I start with August. I check the beginning and ending balances before eyeballing the activity during the month. He wired $10,000 to the same bank in Panama, the month when Lily was killed. I go through July's statement, another wire transfer, and again for June and May. In April, the amount wired was $15,000. It was $20,000 per month for March, February, and January. In 2003, he wired the same amount for December, November, and October. Hockey season runs mid-September through mid-April. He wired more money in hockey months, but he was still running money through our account during non-hockey months. How could he be a meth mule year-round? Is that why he's always using Dana's boat for trips to Mackinac Island in the summer? There was no unusual activity in September 2003. It was a partial hockey month, but the statement shows nothing but normal purchases at stores at the mall across the river. Same for the summer months before that. What was so special about October last year? Why did Levi start being a meth mule then? The common sense realization comes far later than it should. The wire transfers began when Levi became a soup. But how could a minor authorize wire transfers from a Canadian bank to one in Panama? Levi was a junior when he made the team. He wouldn't turn 18 until January. Meanwhile, I was a senior, turned 18 in October, and my brother was a minor. I wasn't. I'm frozen on the floor next to the shoebox. More than a year of bank statements are laid out around me. Could Levi have made the wire transfers in my name? The floor rumbles as the garage door rises. Waylon rushes downstairs, barking. Someone is home. Chapter 43. I quickly refold the statements as a vehicle enters the garage. It sounds like Dana's Mercedes rather than the behemoth Hummer. I finish just as she enters a house from the garage. Waylon barks persistently. "What's going on, big guy?" Dana calls from the bottom of the stairs. "He's ratting me out," is what's happening. Waylon runs upstairs as I finish putting the statements in order in the shoebox. Squawk! I jump at the noise. A squirrel shouts at me from the windowsill. I reach for the nearby bag of Cheetos and toss one wrinkled orange stub toward the window. The squirrel is supposed to flee. Instead, it comes further into the room and protests more. Squawk! Waylon dashes upstairs. His barks set off the squirrel, which does a frantic lap around the room, too scared to retrace its steps back to the window. "What the hell is going on?" Dana shouts, running up the stairs. "What if she can unlock the door?" My hands shake so badly that I knock the black ash basket while returning the shoebox to the shelf. It slips through my fingers. Dana tries the door handle. When I turn to scoop up the basket, its matching lid is a step away. I pick up the basket by the opening. Something soft brushes against my fingertips. My heart skips a beat. I tip the basket upside down, staring at the floor where Dad's scarf lands. Green, like my mother's eyes. Levi kept it from me. He had it all along. Heart racing, I shove the scarf into my hoodie pouch. Waylon goes crazy on Dana's side, and the squirrel dashes around on my side. This is Judge Dana Firekeeper. I think she's talking to me until she says, I live at 124 Hilltop Court. Someone's in my house. My dog's going crazy, and someone's in my son's room. Dana called 911. I put the lid on the basket and return it to the shelf. Please, Waylon, bark louder so it masks the closet door. Bam! Dana kicks at the door while I dash to the other one, leading to the garage. Bam! I turn the deadbolt latch and grasp the doorknob with the push-button lock in its center. Opening the door, I push the button to relock it. I can't do anything about the deadbolt. Bam! I reach the top step and close the door behind me. Crack! Dana bursts into Levi's bedroom as I practically ski down the stairs. While I race to the back door of the garage, Dana shrieks at the squirrel running around the room. Waylon loses his damn mind. I stay close to the garage, beneath the overhang of the roof in case Dana looks out the window. Then I tiptoe along the side of the garage, listening for footsteps chasing me, eyeballing my target, the street beyond the trees at the end of the driveway. The barks grow fainter, like Waylon is tearing down the hallway. There's the shattering of something delicate, a crystal vase, maybe, and Dana swearing. I take my chances and run like hell. Mom's car is gone, but I still lock myself in the bathroom. My heart thumps like Waboos after a narrow escape. Something sour churns in my stomach an instant before I violently heave greenish-yellow bile. It leaves me exhausted and hunched over the toilet. The emptiness inside me is replaced by something far worse. Nibwakawin. Auntie told me the translation, breaking down each part of the word so it made perfect sense. To be wise is to live with an abundance of sight. My whole life, I've wanted to be like my aunt, the way a person dreams about being a ballerina, but not of broken toes and years of practice. I wanted to be a strong and wise Nishkawe, never considering how that abundance of sight would be earned. I wanted to find out who was involved in the meth madness that took Lily and Uncle David, Robin and Heather too, and the kids in Minnesota who got so sick from meth X. The person I was searching for this whole time was Levi. Wisdom is not bestowed. In its raw state, it is the heartbreak of knowing things you wish you didn't. Mom comes home while my stomach heaves. I turn on the fan to muffle my retching. Her feet make dark shadows at the bottom gap of the door, next to Harry's paw reaching underneath for invisible prey. Are you okay, honey? Her soft voice is full of concern. Yeah, just ate something bad. I wait for her to move away from the door. She does, but returns a few moments later. I've got some Gatorade for you. Once she mentions it, my dry throat wants nothing more. Can you leave it by the door? I croak. Mom can't help with the situation. I try to dry heave more quietly so she will leave. I don't hear her anymore. She must have stepped away. I slide the pocket door. Harry bursts in as soon as there's clearance for her fat body. Are you pregnant? Mom sits with her back against the wall, opposite the bathroom door. I shudder while reaching for the neon yellow drink. No, I'm on birth control. Thank God for Norplant. Mom looks away. I watch for clues to her reaction. I'm glad you have Teddy. Mom doesn't seem glad, more like disappointed. But you have me too. You can bring your problems to me instead of keeping secrets. She takes a deep, steadying breath. If you ever get into a situation, I will always help you. If I robbed a bank, you drive the getaway car? I say, smiling weakly. She nods. I'd make sure you wore a seatbelt, too. I crawl to her. She kisses my forehead. Leaning against her, I rest my head on her shoulder. The weight of my secrets is exhausting. My whole life has been filled with them. Even as a zygote, I floated in an embryonic sac of secrecy. If I tell Mom one secret, will I vomit the rest of my secrets all over her? And which one would I open with? Do I start with the earliest one and work forward? Or last in, first out? Uncle David would have me tackle the highest priority first and list all the rest in descending order. I decide to begin with the secret that provides the foundation for all the rest. It's hard to tell you things because I don't want you to worry or to let you down. I've already caused you so much pain. Pain? Her surprise is genuine. Donis, you are the greatest joy of my life. But I'm the reason your life is stuck in limbo now. If I hadn't been born, maybe everything could have been different for you and Dad. Then I say the worst thing I've ever heard about myself. I was the first of all the bad things for both of you. She looks at me in astonishment until an epiphany flickers in her eyes. It lights up her face. Children are never to blame for their parents' lives. Parents are the adults. We are the ones responsible for our choices and how we handle things. She sits taller at the revelation. If I'm in limbo, it's because I chose to remain there. Even inaction is a powerful choice. Mom rises with an abundance of sight, holds out her hand for me. I take it. She lifts me into a tight embrace that flows through me, continues through the earth's crust and mantle, making its way to the solid inner core. My life, my choices, she says, not yours. My second attempt at a bath goes better. Mom runs the bath water for me and adds her favorite bubble bath. When my thoughts go to Levi and what I need to do next, I turn on the bath jets and disappear beneath a mountain of lilac-scented bubbles. An hour later, I zip my black jeans with pruny fingers. The sports bra I grab is also black and has wide straps to cover the purple bruise branding my shoulder, to hide the evidence. As I pull on a black Henley, there's one moment when my raised arms are immobile, and I feel his words on the back of my neck. The hallway cameras recorded you coming here willingly. Will it be like this from now on? Flashbacks? A scent? Remembering things he said that I hoped to forget? A bite-shaped bruise I'll still see long after it fades? I wish I'd never agreed to be a CI. Donis, honey, I just remembered. Levi stopped by yesterday on his way to Shagala. So handsome in his tuxedo. Mom's voice travels down the hallway ahead of her footsteps. You haven't said a word about last night. How was everything? I quickly check my appearance in the full-length mirror next to my bedroom door. It was fine, I say. Fine, fine, fine. Mom continues from the doorway. Just fine? Did you and Jamie have a fight? Her brow furrows. Something like that, I say. Do you want to talk about it? I'm good, Mom. I smile so the crease at the top of her nose will smooth out. It does. She looks around my bedroom, zeroing in on the unwrapped gift. What did Levi give you? I reach for the framed photo already on my nightstand, turn it toward her. Mom's first smile is for the overall image. Her second is for my father. After 20 years, she remains besotted with him. I'm torn between seeing her devotion as a triumph or as an anchor weighing her down. Can it be both? I don't see how. Reluctantly, she tears her gaze away from him. Didn't Levi give you another present? She asks. I look around. I think this is it, I say. But he walked in with 2 boxes, one gift wrapped and one plain. He said he'd leave them in your room. I shrug, feeling my sore left shoulder. I must be imagining it, but I can almost feel the clenching of his fingers. Mom tells me it's time for her to head to Evercare. Do I need anything before she leaves? I want answers. No, I don't. Curiosity killed the cat. Doubt tore her into pieces. Mom leaves. As soon as the front door closes, I look for Levi's second box. My brother gave me the choker at Shagala last night and the framed photo for me to find today. Where is the other gift? It feels like deja vu from searching Levi's bedroom earlier today. I check beneath my mattress, under my bed, each desk drawer and dresser drawer, every bookcase shelf. I pause to ask myself aloud if I'm losing my mind. I get no response. I continue to the closet. Top shelf, second shelf, boxes of shoes, my fuck you pumps, I slide hangers of outfits Grand Mary hoped I'd wear. The bottom of my closet has a laundry hamper and my hockey gear duffel bag. My stinky uniform will rot if I don't wash it. I pick up my bag to drag it into the sunlight. There's a cardboard box beneath the gear bag. Is this what my mom saw? Why would Levi hide a birthday gift for me? I forget about my smelly undershirt, clingy shorts, team uniform, and socks. When I open the box, it's filled with plain hockey pucks. I don't understand why this would be a gift for me. I claw my way to the middle of the box, grab a random puck, and raise it like buried treasure. It's a smeared Dreamcatcher hockey puck, the same kind from the weekend in Green Bay. Things that make me angry about the damn puck. 1. Dreamcatchers. Seriously. 2. Substandard printing of said Dreamcatchers on pucks going to niche kids. 3. Donated by Grant Edwards, Coach Bobby said. 4. The pucks aren't even regulation weight. I only realize the last item on the list when the puck is in my hand. It's slightly lighter. Most people would never notice. But as someone who played for years and slept with a puck under her pillow the night before games, I can tell. My thumb slides along the bottom of the puck, feeling a hairline crack. Yet another complaint for my list. Eyeballing the bottom of the puck, I see that the crack runs just inside the perimeter. Not a crack. The puck has a lid. I use the rubbery underside of my mouse pad to hold the bottom of the puck in place while I twist the lid. A folded paper towel nests in the partly hollow middle. I peel back its corners to reveal the hidden treasure that has devastated my community and countless others. The crystals resemble uncut raw diamonds, cloudy, lesser quality specimens, made haphazardly, without regard for precise protocols. My meth was so much better. Even Jamie's would score a higher price than this crap. The hidden treasure is the answer to a question I hadn't thought to ask until now. How does Levi, the mule, distribute meth to other communities? The question I don't want to ask myself. Why would my brother leave a box of these hockey pucks in my bedroom? Mathematics, like science, has a language. Although I'm not passionate about math the way I am about science, I am functionally fluent in its numbers, letters, notations, symbols, and jargon. Scientists and mathematicians approach problems differently. Scientists collect data in order to disprove a null hypothesis, the absence of a difference or relationship. In contrast, mathematicians seek to prove a theory rather than disprove it. A proof is a set of conditional statements that build logically to a conclusion, thereby turning a theory into a theorem. A deep theorem is a proof that is particularly lengthy or complex, or includes unexpected connections. Right now, I need both approaches to work through this. I sit on my bed with Dad's scarf draped over my shoulders, the paper towel of crystal meth in one hand and his choker in the other. A fierce battle is being waged in my head. The null hypothesis that Levi Firekeeper has nothing to do with the meth devastation versus Donis Fontaine's deep theorem of her brother's involvement in all the bad things. If the FBI is investigating meth activity aligning with the Soup's team schedule, then people of interest include players, players' families, coaching staff, and fans. If Uncle David hid his notebook where only I could find it and wrote in a code he knew I could decipher, then he clearly wanted me to know that the new mushroom he found was not connected to Meth X and did not cause the group hallucination. If the niche kids weren't having a mushroom-induced group hallucination, then what they saw was a shared encounter with Anishinaabe spirit beings. If my uncle chose not to reveal the dead-end information with the FBI, then he intended for them to continue on a wild goose chase. If Uncle David went missing after sharing his concerns about Lightbulb, the bright student involved in meth, with Lightbulb's mom, then the parent, Angie Flint, needs to be questioned about my uncle's suspicious death. If the fake pucks were how meth was being distributed, then the person donating the pucks, Grant Edwards, is involved. If bank statements showing foreign wire transfers were found in the team captain's bedroom, then that player, Levi Firekeeper, is part of the meth operations and laundering his share of the profits. If the wire transfers were made in my name to an offshore account and the pucks were planted in my closet, then that player, my brother, is setting me up. If Levi has been setting me up, then he is part of the meth cell, and he is connected to the devastation meth has caused in our community and everywhere else it has been distributed. If Levi has been weaving this web around me, tighter and tighter, then what will he do next? My BlackBerry buzzes with an incoming text at the same time as I hear urgent knocking at the front door. I react like a guilty person, hiding the scarf inside the pumpkin dress at the back of my closet. The puck fits in the dress pocket. I grab my phone while rushing to the front door. Ron, have you heard from Jamie since last night? My first thought. Hell no. My second. That must be Ron at the door. My third. Why would Ron be texting and knocking at the same time? At the door is the last person I expect to see. Dana. Fear grips me. Did she see me running away from her garage? She's shaking and crying. Not angry. She's scared. Can you help me? She pleads. It's Levi. I think he's in trouble. Chapter 44. A frantic Dana rushes inside before I can react. She's hyperventilating so badly that I automatically usher her to the nearest chair in the dining room. Brown paper bags. Mom keeps some in the pantry for student treat bags. I'm back in a flash with one, guiding Dana to bend over and breathe into it. When you hyperventilate, your body expels carbon dioxide too quickly, I say. Recycling your breath restores the correct balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide. She coughs a laugh into the bag. Embarrassed, I look away from her. Sorry, I'm rambling. I bounce on the balls of my feet, anxious for Levi's mom to calm down enough to let me know what the hell's going on. Dana rubs her throat. Must be dry. Tea. Mom and both my grandmas would fix a cup of tea in this situation. I dash back to the kitchen and fill half a kettle from the tap. After I turn the gas burner to its highest setting, I return with a teacup and a basket of assorted tea packets. Please, Dana says, looking up from the bag. You too. I have a lot to tell you. Can I really turn in my brother to the FBI? I grab a teacup for myself. When Dana selects chai, I do the same. By the time the tea kettle whistles, Dana's breathing has returned to normal. I pour the steaming water into our dainty china teacups and return the kettle to the cooktop. On my way back to the dining table, I bring a carton of milk and the sugar bowl. My hands shake, along with Dana's. Neither of us can wait for the tea to steep properly. We use milk to cool it down. I sip it and realize Mom must not have rinsed all the dish soap from my cup. I grimace and add sugar to make it drinkable. Whatever it is that she wants to tell me must be truly awful, because I finish my tea waiting for her to begin. Levi is mixed up in something bad, Dana says finally. What is it? How bad? I hope I'm doing a decent job of looking shocked. It has to do with that Travis mess. I'm so sorry about your friend Lily. I blink at the mention of her name, surprised at how fresh the grief still feels. Dana continues. Travis was bad news, but my boy is a loyal friend. He'd go to Sugar Island to talk sense into Travis. Even Stormy knew when to cut his losses, but Levi kept trying. My brother goes to the island often, but I've always thought it was to take Stormy to his house. Stormy doesn't like going alone because he never knows how his parents are doing until he steps inside. My boy used to think goodness was stronger than darkness. Dana taps her teaspoon as if sending an urgent message in Morse code. But my Nokomis always said, you can't be around that much darkness without some of it touching you. Dana thought Levi was spending time with Travis for well-intentioned interventions, when in fact he was the mule for the meth that Travis was making. At what point did Dana catch on? The darkness touched him? I ask. One corner of her mouth twitches before she nods. He used to confide in me. Most boys don't tell their mothers much, but Levi did. Once he made that team, became a soup, I noticed him shutting me out, just a little at first. As Dana continues talking about Levi, her voice sounds far away, like it's coming from the end of the hallway instead of across the table. I concentrate on her words. I tried talking him out of getting the Hummer. It was too much for a 16-year-old boy. He got so angry. I ended up buying it for him. I know I shouldn't have, but I wanted things to go back to the way they were between us. Levi can be relentless when he wants something. He pestered me to be Stormy's date for Shagala last year when that was the last thing I wanted. I went to Shagala with Stormy. I trail off, unsure what point I was trying to make. That's odd. Dana's mouth is moving, but all I hear is Ron's last text. Inside my head, his voice repeating it, growing more urgent each time. Have you heard from Jamie since last night? Have you heard from Jamie since last night? Have you heard from Jamie since last night? One of Levi's teachers noticed it too, came to see me. Have you heard from Jamie since last night? Would you excuse me? I need to text someone, I say, but I'm not sure if the words actually make it out of my mouth. I push away from the table. My hands touch the rug before I realize that I'm on the floor. Get up, Nadonis. Bazigo Engisen. Harry boops my nose with her tiny cold one. I laugh. Dana coos as if I'm a baby, a wobbly baby deer. She helps me stand. So good to me. I recognize her perfume. Same as Mom's. Did they smell the same to my dad? She walks me to the front door. We slowly ease down the steps. Everything spins. Wish t-shirt. It's important, I think. Dana sighs wearily, helps me into an old pickup truck. All you Fontaines ever do is mess things up. Uncle David went to see Lightbulb's mom. It wasn't Angie Flint.